Moonbeam. Hi, girl. Hi, sweetheart. Hello, loves. I'm here today in the SOC, my hammock, and it stands for Stream of Consciousness, because that's the way I talk. And if that's not your style, well then maybe you need to get lost, because this is a space for creatives, entrepreneurs, intuitives, highly sensitive people, neurodivergents, anyone with a touch of the tism. And I'm creating this world so that we have a place to talk, relax, decompress, think about life. And I'm probably making you seasick in my hammock. So what I wanted to talk about today was a little honesty. I'm a late bloomer. Maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. Maybe you're off to making an amazing time in your life. Already have a career, kids, everything all put together. There's Moon, little baby girl. My name's Shy Gigi. You can just call me Shy. And what was holding me back is I have a hairy girlfriend. Now, some people have imaginary friends. Some people stick within friendships of their own gender. And whatever you need to do is what you should do. But for me, I had this hairy girlfriend, and it's kind of a weird friendship. It's a combination of a frenemy, a BFF, my homegirl, and he really hurt me. He hurt me because we were trying to do videos or a music career because he's a producer, and it's not going to work out. He's takes no nonsense from anybody. And I do have a husband, kiss kiss, G-Star. He's waiting for me. We're about to go on a trip. We're gonna see for the last time if we want to live somewhere else, if we want to start life over in a new location. Part of the reason why we're doing that is because I found out that it doesn't have to do with my husband, it doesn't have to do with this friend, it has to do with that my real hairy girlfriend is codependency. And I'm trying really hard with God's help to break it. It started because, like I said, this is a space for neurodivergence. I'm one. And I really struggle in life. And everybody struggles in life. Everyone has problems. And it was upon meeting this friend that I have, this kind of hater friend, It's teaching me a lot. And so you have to ask yourself sometimes if the people that are hardest on you or give you challenges, maybe they're there to teach you something. And maybe that's more of a friend than people that aren't honest with you. And maybe it strengthens you and toughens you in a way that other things couldn't. So I broke up with my hairy girlfriend, but the really hairy girlfriend is codependency. And the reason that it formed was because there were tough situations in my family where to receive love and attention, I paid the price of being what other people wanted me to be. And that's not to blame anybody, but it's a gnarly exchange that I don't recommend you make, especially if you're younger and you're watching this. So my husband and I are considering maybe moving away and starting over, because sometimes could it be a better environment? Maybe that changes things in your life. But if you find it the common denominator of everything, that wherever you go, you're meeting the same resistance, then maybe the problem is me, not anything else. So I'm excited to go on this journey with you. And part of that is I'm building my life right here. I'm living in the back of my husband's office. During COVID, we moved, and it's been a pressure cooker. Who wants to live in the back of an office with just what you need? Well, maybe I do, but I didn't want to. I resisted everything to come here. There's a lot of pain here. It used to be my parents' house, and we purchased it off them to have an office. That part's good. But the hard part and the bad part is that there's a lot of things that need to change. And that honesty is that they're things that only I can change, empowered by God. They're not things that I can run away from anymore. So will we move? Won't we? I would like to have a career. Like I said, I was working with this homegirl, BFF hater friend in this office right back there. I don't know if you could see it. My husband and I had a chicken coop builder build a shed so I could have a music production studio. But the same old hindrance that I've had in my life ever since childhood, but really realized it at age 15, was that I have a condition that makes learning very difficult for me. And I made it through working multiple jobs of all different kinds and helping my husband establish his business. But nothing really has taken root for me, because one day I woke up and found out that I don't do anything outside of another person. And that really scared me and awakened me to the fact that I really needed to get serious. And I went through counseling and learned how to gather resources for myself. And it just takes years sometimes to work through trauma and brokenness and find out things that work, find out better coping mechanisms. And then my imaginary friend, I do hope someday I can earn my spot to work with him, because he's a great guy. He is probably one of the most unique coworkers I will ever have in life. And like I said, he's taught me a lot, and he's like a brother to me. But I can't jump the gun and put the cart before the horse. I have to figure out how to, one step at a time, face the humiliation and the embarrassment and all the things that I put off, where I masked my whole life for everybody for so long. And it starts with this. I have very little capability in a lot of ways, but in other ways, creativity comes from within. And I'm tired of people saying that you have to have a title, or have to know the right people, or have to be born from a certain kind of family to do things in life. I don't think that's true. I think it's a lot of hard work, and there has to be some talent, but also I think it's just destiny. It's just time to be honest. And I think honesty goes a long way. I've heard people like Jordan Peterson talk about the journey, whether you like him or not. I do think what he says about the journey of honesty is very true, that it's a ride that if you take it, it'll surprise you. The things that I dream, it might just be best to show you. That's another thing this hairy girlfriend I broke up with taught me. That you can do things and you can talk about things, and the marriage of the two brings a wonderful result. And being an intuitive, it's easy to dream and think ideas, and even in my husband's business, he's paid for his ideas, and I've assisted him with a lot of that, helped a lot of people along the way, although they've all moved on because they need to. And they don't always take all the advice, and maybe it's because it's not meant for them. But if you don't ever show out, show up, and be yourself, if you don't believe that God made you to be something good, and you don't believe that you're worthy of living, well, you'll just keep living your life always for other people. And that's not good either. So this is my first step to trying to be honest. I shouldn't say trying, it's my first step being honest with where I'm at. And I've worked my whole life to get to this place where I could focus on being a creative and doing things that I want to do, and things that make joy live in my life instead of just talking about it. So I hope you got something from this little chat in the SOC, this stream of consciousness. And I will be sharing my life over hopefully the next years to come. And I invite you to go on the journey with me. I love you. Be well, and the best is yet to come. Say hi to your fans. Moonbeam. Moon. Come here, girl. Moon. They don't want to look at your butt.